Hello? Alright. Let me try that again. Hello, friends, foes. What's up, friends, foes, members of the Omni Council? My name's Daimien Kamiya and I am the Omni King. For some reason, my mic did not connect appropriately to the stream. Let me just check something. Oh, that would explain why. There we go, all fixed up on that front. Yeah, something must have happened and it reset. Oh, I know OBS updated recently, so that probably did it. Reset my mic to default, but for some reason my computer didn't have my microphone as default. Had voice mod, which I haven't even opened since like November. Anyway, I caught that early on, so I didn't really say much. I was just saying that I was back from a couple days off. So on Sunday, the power went out. Went out at around like 8:15ish. No, probably about like 7:50 to 8, something around that line there. I moved my stream back to 9, but I decided to cancel it because the status update for power outages said it would be latest estimate was 9:49, and that's too late for me to start streaming, at least under the context. So I committed to canceling the stream, even though the power came back on at around 8:45. I committed to the stream cancel. And then yesterday, I just, like, a combination of tired and like one of those crappy off days, I almost fell asleep in the shower. I said that in my tweet. Like, I was in the shower and I was dozing off, right? So it's like, I'd rather, if I'm dozing off in the shower, standing up, I'm gonna doze off on stream, right? Like my last Super Mario stream, my last Mario RPG stream, you know, like I 20 minutes, I almost fell asleep 3 times, right? So canceled that one. So I apologize for the inconsistent streaming. It's not that work's really picking up. Work's getting back to the pace that it should be. My previous manager was incompetent at best. And you know, like, and now we're playing catch up, so it's a lot of extra work because the manager we have now actually knows what she's doing and you know, and has my back and I have hers, which is not what was happening previously. So you know, but it's still a lot of work. Like, we're behind, so it's a lot of effort. For those that don't know, I walk to and from work as well. I could take the bus. The bus is not hard for me to take. There's a bus stop right outside where I work and a bus stop like 5 minutes away from my house. It's the same bus route. And that's just one. There's like 2 or 3 buses I could hop on near my house to get exactly to where I go to work. So, but I like to walk. Walking's nice to me. You get to chill, you get to listen to music, you get a little bit of exercise. It's nice. Problem is though, it's a 40-minute walk. So this is sometimes why I push my streams back, is because I leave work a bit too later. I get delayed on the way home. You know, sometimes depending on the weather, that can affect the rate in which I get home at. You know, snow makes it hard. Sun can make it really unbearable, so I need to take a little bit of a longer shower. You know, like, it varies from day to day, especially with it being a 40-minute walk. And sometimes the exhaustion kicks in, you know, after you get back. Like, especially now, it's like, you know, the weather is getting actually nice. Like, nice to the point you're sweating on the way home from walking. So, you know, factor all that in, you know, the 9-hour work days, then, you know, 40 minutes in just one direction, right? So that's like almost an hour and a half of just walking to and from work, right? So I apologize that my streams get skipped frequently. I apologize that my streams get delayed almost every day at this point. I try to correct it when I make the schedule, and then it just gets worse. I need to sit down and figure out like things. This is another reason why I don't make additional content right now. It's just because it's so much work just doing the stuff I normally do, right? I want to make additional content, but it's just not in the cards. That's why the only way I was able to make the audio skit was by doing it on stream, because it turned into a practical thing. But yeah, so we're going to get back into Final Fantasy 15. Sorry, getting a drink. We fought the Titan last time. It was a short stream last time because of the tech issues I was having. Yeah, it turns out, despite everything you can possibly imagine, it was driver issues. Couldn't you believe it? Because the last time I was having that problem, it wasn't driver issues, because the drivers were all up to date. But I have a software called Easy Driver, which basically, it's a very recommended software, and I've even purchased it and everything, and it basically scans your entire system, finds anything that could need a driver, and compares it to its archives to see if it's up to date or not. And then you can let it download all the drivers for you at once to ensure that your machine stays up to date on all its drivers. Very handy. I have it even on auto update too, but it only, I think, auto checks like once a week. But even still, like, I've never seen, like, something must have happened to kick me in the nads when it came to those drivers. I don't understand it. But yeah, so everything's running back to normal now. Yeah, 2 of the 3 drivers. Wait, one was the graphics card. What was the other driver? It was something to do with something that could affect the performance of the machine as well. I just forget which one it was. One was like the audio, like the sound drivers, which didn't mean anything for the context. I don't think it was CPU related. It was something though, something important. But either way, I've talked enough. Let's get into the game here. All right. I just loaded the game, so the stuttering you're seeing right now is just the game, like, loading. It's also raining too, which doesn't help anything. All right, so we cannot fast travel now, because we lost the car. What's map here? Okay. But what we can do, we can chocobo. All right, let's purchase up more days here. Oh, what's item again? Here it is. Call chocobo.
Let's go.
I don't know if I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 16 anytime soon, because I know it's coming out soon. That or it's already out, I don't know. But I do know that I hope that it has better magic. Like, it's kind of weird. In some ways, I like the combat of this game, but I wish it had more versatility and viability. Like, some of my biggest problems, like, I go back to this because Final Fantasy 12 is one of my favorite games. As I've mentioned many times before. But one of my biggest problems with 12 is that half the spells are garbage. Why are you going to use poison or sap when the enemies all enemies in Final Fantasy 12 fall into 2 categories outside of certain spells, and those certain spells are slow, blind, and occasionally silence. Outside of those 3 spells, every other status related spell falls into 2 categories. The enemy is either so weak that it's going to die faster than the spell makes it worthwhile to use, or the enemy's immune to it. One of those 2. I'm not going to run around casting poison for for whatever reason, when all the enemies are gonna die in one or two sword swings anyway. And on top of that, I'm not going to run around and I'm not going to try and cast poison on when 90% of the bosses, like 100% of the bosses are immune to poison. Like, why waste my time? Like, I fucking hate this idea that bosses...
Iris? She call you? No messages.
Like, I get so annoyed when games... Like, I understand if it's a poisonous lizard, it's going to be immune to poison. I understand that. I understand that undead enemies are immune to poison, right? Like, all these concepts, I understand. Do not get me wrong. I understand all of that. But I hate that enemies can... Like, it's a boss. It's just now immune... It's just going to be immune to... What is... A. Hold A. Right? Hold A.
Thanks for the ride. We'll meet again.
It's just going to be immune to poison because it's a boss, which is dumb. And it's not just Final Fantasy XII that does that. Lots of games do that. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Why have poison in the game? Why have sap in the game? Why have any of this shit in the game? I'm not running around casting Petrify or Countdown when the enemy's gonna be immune, when almost every enemy's gonna be immune to it or die faster than it ticks down.
Oh, I tried to, but I only know what Luna's...
Golden Sun! Same! It has the curse effect.
Yeah.
And poison and stuff. If it's a side effect of another move, fine. But like, why am I going to cast curse on an enemy that is either going to be immune to it or die in like one turn of character attack? Basic attacks.
Back in Tenebrae with Gentiana.
The revelation of the Storm Sender awaits the king. Hurry hence to the eye of the
To
storm.
me, a true debilitator is someone that can cast, like, doesn't really cast much offensive stuff, but can cast all the side effects and stack them.
Of what must come.
What is it? Another headache?
That would be something I would love to, if I knew how to mod, I would mod in Final Fantasy XII. I would make a mod that would remove enemy resistances to status effects unless they made sense. So it'd be case by case. If an enemy's poisonous, or all undeads would like be like immune to poison and sap because of the idea of it being poison and bleeding, which undead can't really feel.
Must say, I'm amazed. What can I say? Let's go. Easy now.
Yeah, that's probably... If there's two things that a lot of games do that really piss me off, number one is throw in status effects that are useless because enemies are either too weak for them to be useful or immune to them, and including hand-to-hand combat types, combat or bosses or like animation, but have no support for it. How many games can I count this one on? Final Fantasy 12, Kingdoms of Amalur, Skyrim. I don't know. I know Oblivion has a hand-to-hand combat stat, but I don't know. I've not really played a whole lot of Oblivion, so I don't know how well that pairs up.
Not quite.
And before anyone says anything, I know Skyrim has hand-to-hand combat and unarmed enchantments and stuff like that. Doesn't mean it's good. Hand-to-hand faces the exact same problem that magic faces in Skyrim. It's good until you can start enchanting and enhancing weapons. Once you can start enchanting and enhancing weapons, who the fuck cares about hand-to-hand or magic? Because you can have a sword that does more fire damage than the fire spell. You can equip yourself with 100% dark magic reduction, so you never have to recharge the sword.
Judging by the timing of her visit, she probably set course for the Archean as soon as she fled the Ground City.
You really owe her big time, Noct.
And you can enhance it at like a grindstone and make it literally incredibly overpowered. The same goes for like a sword, axe, or mace versus dagger. Dagger is incredibly strong, especially when you factor in the sneak attack. Like the sneak attack is really what makes dagger better than sword. But eventually you can enhance the sword's power to the point that times 6 is stronger than times 15 because it's a multiplicative thing.
Noct, you okay? Yeah.
Another reminder to receive
1,000 times 6 is still stronger than like 300 times than 300 times 15. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 300 times 15 is 4,500.
O King,
Now, it's a high point in the game where that switch occurs, but it does occur.
the seal has been lifted. Deep within the heart of rock lies the runestone, the portal to power. No other can be allowed to find it.
The last one's in the cave. Let's hurry up and get this over with.
Finally, time to meet with the Storm Sender.
You'd better look your best. Let's go.
Yeah, those are two mechanics in games that I hate.
Last thing I need now. Eyes peeled, mouth closed.
Oh, wow. The Chocobo just ran up and fucking booted him.
It's all you. Got it.
Curses.
Yeah, we'll call it there. Because it's our... No pointing... Oh.
Smash it.
Sorry! Hey, where'd you learn that one, Noct?
Here I am.
None the worse for that.
So yeah, I'm definitely pushing story until I get the regular back, for sure.
Easy now.
Like, to me, I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy Guild Wars 2 so much, is dots are a massively effective strategy. Like, as a matter of fact, the meta basically became DOTs. Or Condis, as they're called within the game. And there's so many Condis, it really depended on your class. The more common ones were like Bleed. Almost every class could inflict Bleed. Then there was Poison. Not every class could inflict Poison, but few of them could. Then you had like Confusion, which was mostly a Mesmer one, but other classes could do it. And Torment, I think were the... And then you had Vulnerability. Vulnerability increased damage dealt. But, you know, the primary damage dealing condis or conditions were Poison, Bleed, Confusion, and Torment.
Amazing.
I don't
The power of the gods
I
in
don't
the palm of
think
their hands.
there were any more. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played Guild Wars 2. I was actually considering doing that for the 24-hour stream, seeing how much I could, how far I could get an a level 1 character in the game, but I decided against it. I'm gonna do Stardew Valley. I talked to Twig about that. I'm like, because she's played it. I've never actually played Stardew Valley. I've seen people play it, but I've never played it myself. So I thought, you know what, I'll go in and just see, having not really that much knowledge on the game,
One more item to cross off the bucket list.
how many, how far, like, how much of the game can I get done within 24 hours? That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, each condition had something different, though. Different going for it. So Bleed was the weakest of the conditions, but it could stack. Originally, now I don't know about Torment or Confusion per se, but I know originally Poison could not stack. It was just stronger. It stacked in duration, not in effect. But that changed. They ended up making all conditions stack. But Poison's secondary effect is that it reduces healing. So if you're poisoned, you heal at a 2/3 rate. So you can only you basically, it reduces your healing by 33%.
Let's go.
Confusion and Torment were a bit different. They had standard just DOTs, like just damaging over time, but they would have their DOT effects would be stronger under circumstance. Torment's was movement. If you started moving while under the effects of it, the DOT would be significantly stronger, like 3 times as high. And Confusion was the same, but it's for attacking and using abilities. No, I don't think it was for basic. It was definitely for abilities, but I don't know about basic attacks.
That's the spot lightning struck.
And we're supposed to go inside?
Yeah, I was here
Here
before.
we are. Fosha Hollow.
No telling what waits inside.
Stay sharp.
Always.
We're drifting into the deep end.
But yeah, so that
How deep it runs.
that was how those are, and it was, you know, it's fun to sometimes not like. Remember how in my last Wonderlands playthrough, the Stavomancer Blightcaller, that became one of my favorite ever playthroughs because it was literally one swing and the enemy ended up with like 3 or 4 DOTs on them and just died. Even one-shotting in a melee build never felt as satisfying as one-shotting, but not directly. A one-hit swing that kills in seconds. It was so much fun to just watch the numbers tick.
Let's see.
Like, I'd love an RPG game where things like poison
Squeeze.
and other statuses
Maybe
were
for you.
actually beneficial to
Pretty
use.
easy for me though. On second thought, maybe not.
Shh, keep quiet.
Who? What? Where?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Here we the gun and dagger. Use dagger.
This shouldn't take long.
You said it.
Not good to throw daggers in the dark.
Has to brighten things up in here.
I haven't really been paying much attention to the story, not gonna lie, because I got pretty heated on the statuses and stuff. Like those would be two mods I would make if I knew how to make mods. The Final Fantasy 12 one, where you know I'd really buff the non-damaging spells and stuff, and maybe even rework a class. Like maybe I would probably rework Red Mage to be a status class instead. And all of its damage comes from
That's it.
What's what?
not direct damage, but you know, through other
Can't wait to
means.
try it.
And then I would remove
It's not.
Just do whatever. Not helpful.
and then I would want to do a Kingdoms of Amalur mod that just basically rehauls all the skill trees. I would add in, I've mentioned this before, but in Kingdoms of Amalur, I would add in a fourth weapon for each class. Finesse would get hand-to-hand. Warrior would get spear, as it's actually already in the game. It's just the player can't wield it, and like NPCs and enemies wield it. And then for mage, I would add in a new weapon called Focus. It would gain staffs combo, and then staff would change to a melee weapon that acts like chakram, where it has it's half physical, half magic.
Watch yourself, Doc.
I know. You ready? Problems.
And I would also remove a lot of the unnecessary
I'll
bow
play it by ear
traits.
then.
Bow, like, does not need
Better
to
than
have
good.
5
Good to
skills
go.
on its own. They could be easily mashed in with the other combat-related stuff.
It never ends. Say your prayer. Not the time for horseplay. Didn't mean to do that.
Let me check something here. Here we go. Games where status effects are actually good. Here's that. Side effects are pretty useless since they're either too weak to bother using or most bosses are immune to them. Exactly what I was talking about. But what about games where status effects are actually good and even game breaking? Someone said Pokemon is the only RPG I can think of that lets you status ailments on anything, and all of them are really useful. From catching Pokemon to chipping away at opponents in battle, to even using them on your own Pokemon in order to gain boosts from Guts or Facade, or prevent them from being inflicted by worse status effects. Status effects are really good. 1 second. Because I wouldn't mind playing a game like this. Since we're on the topic of all of this. I know, like, Gunfire Reborn does it. Each status is actually pretty useful. I would say Decay is probably the least useful. So, like, Burn is a DOT, Decay is a slow, and Shock is an increased damage status. But if you inflict 2 at the same time, that's where things start to get broken. And the lower levels, Manipulate, which is Fire and Shock, is kind of garbage, because once again, you kill things too fast for it to matter. But apparently in the higher difficulties, Manipulate can be life-saving. Because since things take a lot longer to kill, turning them to your side is actually worth it. Combustion is actually fucking broken to all hell. I've had runs get carried because of that effect. Some of my... I think there was a couple builds that I even specific... Oh, what was it? The Cat Prince. I think the first time I beat the 4th boss was because of Combustion. I had a level 22 Fire Glove. And because I kept throwing out the smoke grenade bombs, I just kept beaming him to shit. And I had level 3 smoke grenades too, which... I forget what that did, but it did something huge. Oh! Level 3 made... Or no, I had level 3 corrosion damage, which made it so anytime I triggered a crit, it spawned the AoE that normally spawns from your smoke grenades. So I didn't even need the smoke grenades anymore. I just started destroying everything. I'm just opening up some other games here that are listed in this thing. Like, I just want a game where I can inflict a status effect and be like, okay, great, that wasn't a wasted turn. Like, it's debatable how you look at it, but Divinity Original Sin 2, one of my favorite builds, not that I've beaten the game, but I've played it. One of my favorite builds is you run Necro, Geo, and Pyro on one character and give him Torturer. And that allows you to inflict status effects past enemy armor. Because normally you have to get rid of the armor before they can be vulnerable to statuses. And in one turn, you can inflict all three. And then the enemy just starts ticking. Like, they just start depleting like crazy. Like, I just want to play a game where it's like, you know, I could theoretically run an entirely status effect character, a Condi build, if you will. Hmm. Warframe, yeah, I know Warframe. I don't want a roguelike. I want to play an actual RPG. Oh, 7th Dragon Code VFD, yeah. Because it's like, I played Final Fantasy 13, right? And there was the Saboteur class. And I fucking hated the Saboteur class, outside of occasionally switching to them to cast some debuffs. And it was mostly like de-protect and stuff like that to lower enemy resistance. Beyond that, like, why would I cast poison? Why would I cast, like, any of that stuff? It's like all garbage. Hey, Twig. I'm good. Sorry, I'm currently paused in the stream. I went on this large rant about how status effects in games are garbage and generally aren't useful. Like going into the fact that I used Final Fantasy 12 as an example, where all the enemies are either too weak to make it useful or immune to it because they're bosses. And I was just pausing for a moment to look at a Reddit post about, like, if there's any games that actually have useful status effects. Because I would love to play an RPG that actually had useful statuses. Yeah, like, well, like, if you go back, Twig, and watch my last Wonderlands build. So in that build, I was playing I was playing Stablemancer Blightcaller. And I love my melee in Borderlands games, don't get me wrong. Krieg's my favorite character because he's a one-shot machine when it comes to melee. But just this idea of meleeing an enemy and walking away as they got impacted with like 3 separate status conditions in one swing, and just watching their health chunk at a time until they die. That was my favorite thing I've ever done in a Borderlands-esque game, was a status melee build. So much fun. Just running around, swinging, swing, swing, slash, slash, and just all the enemies die like 5 seconds later. So much fun. But, like, I want an actual, like, RPG that, like, I can use, like, because I was saying in Final Fantasy 12, there's 3 useful spells: slow, blind, and silence. Because some of the bosses in the game are vulnerable to them. But all the normal enemies are so weak, you kill them in a couple... Yeah, well, they were open for female talents, not males. Not that my growth is anything... Like, I've auditioned for Hololive before. I've auditioned for Niji Sanji as well. Like, my growth's nowhere near what they want. Like, auditions are always open for both, but they're specifically emphasizing with this one that it's female talents. Anyways, I'll get back to this, this thing later. But, like, to me, it's like... to me, it's just like, I just want to be able to, like, or no, going back to what I was saying is,
Nothing to it.
in Final Fantasy 12, Those are the 3 useful spells. Oh, sweet, I got a spell like Petrify or Countdown, which puts the enemy on a 10-second timer before they die. Too bad I can kill normal enemies faster than the timer, or bosses are immune to it. Hey, let's cast Poison. Oh, wait, enemies die faster than the poison makes it worth it. And all enemies and pretty much every boss in the game is immune to poison. So it's like, why bother with these status effects? As a matter of fact, I don't even bother with the spells themselves. I'll get a weapon that has a 10% chance to inflict blind and use that over the spell. Because at least I'm doing damage while I inflict the spell. Like, it's... I hate... Like, Guild Wars 2, Condis were king. Like, status effects are called Condis in that game. And they are king. There are certain classes that revolve around doing Condis. But, like, I want a single-player RPG that utilizes status as well.
You're on fire today. What can I say?
Making me want to play Star Rail Twig, and I don't appreciate it, because Genshin's already problematic enough for me.
Where to now?
Like, I already have to save up Primos and stuff for Klee.
You think we can fit through there?
Gotta try.
Are you gonna try and go for Klee or Eula?
No big deal.
Did you see the paragraph that I put in the Genshin thing? Where I talked about what I talked with Chloe on stream about? First mentioning that 3.8 will be the first time Mondstadt characters have been on banner since 3.1. And that they're constantly... Sino is appearing in so many events because they're trying to shove TCG and he's the only real player. Let me check. I think Kazuha may come up in the discussion, but I don't remember. Yeah, I talked about how Klee hasn't been on banner in 10 months, Eula in a year and a half, or 2 years, year and a half. And even though there was a Windbloom festival, a Mondstadt festival, no 5-stars appeared on banner for it. It was Sino, Dia, Ayaka, and Shenhe. And looking into it, 3.1 was the last time a Mondstadt characters were on banner, with Venti on phase 1 and Albedo phase 2. And that was the same banner that Sino and Nilou were introduced, and they've already had reruns. Yeah, they couldn't even put a 5-star character on banner during a Mondstadt festival event. And then Chloe commented that Sino's been on banners a lot. But he's in the promo for this event. You can guarantee he's going to be in the... When we go to Sumeru for the TCG... Sumeru's TCG event. I just did Inazuma. We know we're going to Sumeru next. And we know Sino's going to be there. So don't kid yourself, Twig. Of course Sino's going to appear again. He's the only TCG character... He's the only character in the game that they can canonically use to shove TCG down our throats. Fuck if they use Ito or Miko or any other character that shows some sense of interest into TCG. I'm not necessarily complaining about TCG either, but why is it always Sino? Why is he the only expert pro? They can't even introduce new characters that know how to do it. But, like, they're dragging him to, like, every country in the world and stuff like that. It's like, who the hell cares? Use someone else. Make another fanatic. I think it would have been cool if they made, like, Zhongli obsessed with the game. Like, he tries it for the first time and he becomes obsessed.
What was that sound? Pronto!
What happened?
Like, out of all the Archons, I feel like he'd be the one that would be least interested in the game. So I feel like it'd be funny if he'd be the most obsessed. Like, A competed in the Inazuma tournament and enjoyed her time, but, you know, like, and she does want to keep playing, but I wouldn't say she's obsessed about it.
Drag me all the way over.
They just keep coming.
Then we keep sending them back. Don't just stand there.
Oh.
Hey, you all right?
Over here.
Everything okay? Come on, stay with me.
Oh, come on.
It's why, like, if I had to do a ship for, a canonical ship for, Zhongli, it would be Mona. Even though the two have never met, I just like the idea of this guy that has a vastly good memory versus someone that can see into the future.
That's it.
Character-wise, I feel like it would be an interesting pairing.
It's not looking so bad. Is it poison?
Technically, Mona can see into the past, too, but... And they both struggle with financial issues.
Knocked another one out.
Oh wow, cleave through him. Yo, this sounds like a time for a heal.
Out of the way.
Pull us together, champ.
I know. Gotcha.
Eyes forward.
Oh, sorry about that.
No idea where I'm going. That warp that I did kind of threw me for a loop.
I sense we're on the right track.
Well, I hope we are. You liar. If you come across a game though, Twig, that you know has status conditions as a viable option, let me know. I'll look into it and maybe play it if that's the case. Because, like, I would like a game. I'm not saying I need to exclusively run status conditions, but sometimes you get characters that are fucking garbage because it's like, oh, this guy can inflict debuffs, and like they're all useless shit that so he just stays in the back of the team.
Cool it.
Sweetie can cast poison and blind and silence, and almost everything in the game is immune to it. Great, I love him. I love him already. And then they make him like have him awesome personality, so you feel upset for not using him because he's such a good character. Like, you love him as a character, but you hate everything else about him. That's generally how it works, right?
What's this?
What's what?
This supposed to keep us out?
No dice. Won't budge.
For every lock, there exists a key.
Or like a magical key that can unlock any door, like from the video games.
Or that.
See? I told you! There she is! That's her! Do something,
Naga.
not!
Don't ask me. Do it yourself.
Last thing I need now. Eyes peeled, mouth closed.
Great. Is there like a group remedy?
Happy to have you back.
A great sword and dagger. Ignis! Toss me that ice! Oh, and you suck. Probably helps that I'm 15 levels higher than that thing. Yeah. Probably helps. What's my ascension at? By that, to buff everyone's defense.
What was she talking about? That's the last runestone.
Finally.
All right.
This is it. The power of the storm.
I expected more fire and brimstone.
Some gods are friendlier than others, I guess.
But not all of them. Poor Luna.
Perhaps you'd better console her in person.
Just a boat ride away.
Lose that scowl along the way.
Will do.
Alright. Turn to the entrance.
Hey, it stopped raining.
Guess Rama finally got sick of showers. Up there! It's huge!
Way bigger than the last one we saw.
Yeah?
Hey, Highness, about your car.
Yeah?
Well, I found her, but she's out of base.
Oh.
Now, I can handle garage folk, no problem. But sweet talking the Empire? That'll take some doing.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah?
We'll figure it out.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Thanks for the heads up. Later.
Who was that?
Yeah, and get the fast travel back.
What? You can't talk to her like that.
Yeah, I can. I just did.
And does she have any choice words for you?
Yeah. The Regalia's at an Imperial base.
Oh boy.
Guess that just leaves one question.
When do we retrieve her?
I'd say now.
This is nothing more than conjecture. But
Oh, dear God.
I suspect that ship was due to arrive far earlier. The thunder and lightning must have slowed it down. There's a chance they intend to transport the Regalia back to Niflheim.
We ought to thank the Thunder God for buying us some time.
But that time is running out.
Yeah, let's run in and ride off.
By the way, Twig, if you're still here, congrats on reaching 300 subs. As you note, I dropped below 250 again, so... Like I said I was going to. I know my predicament rather well.
So knocked. Right now you're still gathering your powers, but what do you do once you've found them all?
The calling is only a set of guiding principles.
Well, hopefully it'll guide him into taking down the Empire once and for all.
Yeah, like the sound of that.
Your ancestors have our backs, and the gods are on our side. How cool is that?
Very,
Oh, come
when you
on.
put it that way.
Empire will get what's coming to him.
Certainly doesn't seem as unlikely as it once did.
All this time, he was the Chancellor.
I'd had suspicions, but that was well beyond them.
He's awfully friendly for an enemy leader.
Alright, let's get to the other side here.
What is the king's calling exactly?
Well, become best buds with the gods, maybe?
Legend has it the king once stood alongside the Six in the battle to banish the darkness.
Darkness seems awfully vague.
Get on the road there and then just keep going. This is a good time to level up the Chocobo, though.
Cindy is the sweetest girl ever.
Here we go again.
Going out of her way to help us these past couple days. I'm sure she's had better things to do.
All for a lost cause. I feel bad for turning down the courtesy car.
The courtesy car's no regalia.
Would have felt like cheating.
Besides, Cindy's a big girl.
So, you think she'll call again soon?
Soon, huh? Not soon enough for you, lover boy. Still can't get through.
Perhaps she's unable to answer.
But I told her to be ready and pick up when I call.
Let's hope she's all right. Umbra's the only one making deliveries. Wonder what Pine is up to.
Haven't seen her.
Probably because she's traveling around with her owner.
You know, I really miss that dog.
Out of the way! What do you think the road is for? Obviously, it's for the Chocobo squad. Fuck you and your car. Dude thinks he can actually ride on the road with his car? What an idiot.
You don't appreciate what you have till it's gone.
Man.
No, level 5. Wow, I've leveled it up twice.
She was our home away from home.
Yeah.
She was also our fast travel, which I desperately want back. Jump the car! Hey, it stopped raining as it immediately starts raining again. Should point that out.
If the ferry at Galden were running, we'd probably be in Altissia by now.
The port's still closed?
Safe to assume until we hear news to the contrary.
Jump it again! It won't let me jump the car.
I never heard of Kayan before. Is it famous?
Not among the masses, but its harbor was home to His Majesty's ship.
Bet everything's just the way he left it 30 years ago.
So, we found a harbor. Do we have a ship?
Maybe?
If not, we'll find one of those too.
How?
I'm just gonna keep on the road. Beep beep. There's weird red glow in the air.
Oh yeah, forgot about those.
Some kind of fortress.
Yeah, a porta-fortress. Those walls don't look so portable, though.
They are remnants of the old war, and the Imperial Army has availed itself of the added protection. Entry will not be easy.
Is this the campground that I use to skip sleeping? It is. Because it's very close to a parking spot I can fast travel to.
We'll meet again.
Camping sucks when it rains.
Less whining, more working. Alright, is there going to be a cutscene for the strategy meeting?
So, any bright ideas, Ignis?
A dark one, as it were. A frontal assault would leave us exposed. But if we move under cover of night, we might be able to infiltrate the base unnoticed.
And until then?
We learn all we can about the base's design, and attempt to narrow down the Regalia's location. I'll analyze what intelligence we have available to find us a way in.
Sounds good, Specs.
All right, we're gonna get our wheels back.
Our goal is the Regalia. The last thing we want is to engage an entire garrison. Avoid detection at all costs.
In and out before it gets light, then.
Indeed. Even if it means leaving the task unfinished, we withdraw before we overstay our welcome. Together on my signal. Until then, hold position. 3, 2, 1. Now.
Right.
Not bad. Might still be hope for you.
Probably stay out of the spotlight, right? He says as he immediately walks into the spotlight.
Stop.
What?
Searchlights. We're clear. Tread Tread warily.
All right.
Hey.
Take cover.
It's gone. Magitech armor.
Don't want to mess with one of those.
We shouldn't have to, if we keep to the shadows.
Right.
Target the blind spot. One hit, one kill.
That's how it's done.
Oh yeah, like a boss. This what's powering the base?
A Magitech generator of some description. It would explain why the troopers in the vicinity are uncommonly strong.
I say we wreck it. Spare us the sneaking around.
The risk is too great. Finding the regalia comes first, not a sound. You'll alert the anime.
Got it.
Damn it! Kick yourself later. No, kick Imperial butt.
Be done with this.
It's amazing the enemies are unnaturally strong as they get ripped to shreds. All I tried to do was crouch.
No use
I
hanging
pressed
around here.
LT to crouch. Do I drop again? I already know the searchlight can look over here, so... Oh, I can't disable this one. Oh, maybe because I'm not supposed to yet.
There's the old girl.
She's a real sight for sore eyes.
And none the worse for her time in Imperial hands.
What have we here?
Change of plans. Our new objective is to click path for the regalia.
All right. What are you weak to, my good sir? Shield.
One last push. Suffice to finish them off.
Oh god. High potion.
Stay sharp. It isn't over yet.
When will it end?
Want it to end? Fight more, whine less. You're mine.
Blow up the energy tanks. They'll take out the enemies nearby. Let them do the work for us.
Die. Yeah, being over leveled is really nice.
Say your prayers.
Want some?
Oh.
We'll take out the generator and all enemies in the area. Locked. Focus your efforts on the generator. There's a chance doing so will weaken the MTs. More stuff. No cover's blown. Go to town.
Yes, sir.
Oh, infiltration is so much fun. At least the stealth section wasn't too bad.
The entire base is fair game. Hold nothing back. The havoc keeps the enemy off balance.
Come on. Come on. I want to keep scanning because I gain more strength the more I scan an enemy, so... Come on! Target the fucking soldiers, please. You know they'll die pretty quickly, right? Just take out his fucking leg.
You're mine.
The MG field is down.
Now's our chance. Come on.
Let nothing stand in your way. You've got my back.
This one's just for you. Trigger happy, ain't they?
Don't get killed. Duly noted.
This Ode Judgment Wolf, who's this? I think I should know who he is, but I can't think of it at the top of my head. The only Final Fantasy games I've played are the ones that didn't have conventional summon characters, so...
This is the might of the six.
Dude, that was hardcore!
And it did the trick. The place is dead.
Rest in pieces. Come on. Let's grab the regalia and split.
How do we know the Regalia didn't just get incinerated
Piece of
too?
cake, huh?
This part is.
Inadvertent though it was, we dealt the Empire a crushing blow today. The Marshal will be pleased to hear of this.
Pretty sweet busting up that base. Bust a base. I like the sound of that for this sort of thing. There's a base, we go in and bust it up. Bust a base. Whatever, I'm calling it that. You don't have to.
I won't. Seems a bit flippant.
Why not go for something a little more epic?
Because I thought of it first. So that's the name. Bust a base. Get used to it.
Easier said than done.
This is the conversation we're having right now. This feels so dead now.
Guys?
Long has it been, Noctis.
Bravis.
You received the storm's blessing, and yet You know nothing of the consequences.
Watch it.
Be still, all of you.
Not good.
Heir to a crown befitting no other. Witness his splendor and glory. All hail the chosen king.
Awful high and mighty for an Imperial rat, serving the enemy to hunt down Luna.
I do not serve, I command! The king's sworn shield.
You better believe it.
A weak shield protects naught.
Hey! Wanna go? Let's do it.
Should the chosen fall, that too is fate.
I'd say that's far enough. A hand, Highness.
Not from you.
Oh, but I'm here to help.
And how is that?
By taking the army away.
You expect us to believe that?
When next we meet, it'll be across the seas. Just so happens we have business of our own with the tutelary deity, don't we? Fare thee well, your majesty. And safe travels.
You guys know that guy?
Ravus Nox Fleuret, first son of Tenebrae, and elder brother to Lady Luna Freya.
At long last, the Imperial blockades of Discayan roadways have been removed. The Imperial Army has also demolished all related facilities erected
I feel
around the
bad for
region.
this guy.
The Provisional Government of Insomnia anticipates increased traffic congestion along most local highways and encourages all citizens to refrain from any unnecessary travel for the time being.
So help me figure this out. That was Luna's brother?
The High Commander himself. Wartime makes for quick promotions.
Even a son of Tenebrae can rise to the top.
But why would he want to lead their army?
Who cares? Certainly formidable enough on his own.
Ugh.
If Ravus wants power, I'll give him a taste.
Just follow the road. Oh, at least finally got the car back so we can fast travel now. While I'm driving.
So what's next? Ask around a little?
It's up to Noct.
Oh, Gladdy.
What's wrong?
I let you down. I never made it to Kayem. The Empire came while you were gone. None of us said a word about Noct. They just showed up and then... Poor Jared.
What do you mean? What happened to Jared?
There was nothing we could do!
It's not right. We should have been here.
I couldn't stop them.
But I won't let the Empire get away with it. They'll pay for what they've done. I promise.
I believe in you, Prince Noctis. I'm taking Talcott, and we're going to Kayem. We can't just stay here and do nothing.
I understand.
Oh, let's ignore those. I don't know if I'm just like what it is, but I find like, oh no, I'm supposed to care about this old guy that we only met like a couple times. I don't know, I feel like sometimes I'm just emotionally detached from games.
I can't let her go it alone after everything that went down. It'll be a squeeze in the car. but just for a while.
Shall we, then?
Yeah, I don't want to keep Sid and Cindy waiting. They're fixing up the boat as we speak.
We ought to thank them.
Actually, Jared's the one we ought to thank.
Yeah. He really thought of everything.
Yeah, maybe I'll play these ones next. After maybe Mario RPG or Dishonored. All right, where am I going?
Yeah.
Filled her up for ya.
Thanks.
Ready to roll? Let's get this show on the road. Morning! Who's ready to kick some ass?
Yeah, speaking of, the other day I was rechecking out some Final Fantasy XII mods, and I found a mod for Final Fantasy XII that basically removes the Esper blockades. So remember how I was crafting my teams around Esper involvement because only one character gets the Esper?
It sure doesn't look
Or
like
in the other version where I was the random lock.
I can't imagine trying to cram 5 people.
Well, this removes that. So Espers are now basically like, so I could I want to like just on my own time. I just want to see like what
Think the others made it to Kayam all right?
I suppose we'll find out when we
I just want to see like what builds can I make now that Espers aren't an involvement. Like I could run Red Battle Mage and Knight or Monk and have a true mixed red Battle Mage. I have high level elemental spells. I have high level white magic spells. Without the need of even waiting for like a final game Esper. You still need the spells, but I'd probably just cheat those in.
You almost know your stuff.
All thanks to Jared.
Probably like, you know, on my own. Like I'd probably just cheat them in like once I reach a certain point. And even if I didn't, like, who cares if I have Shelga early on? Like, way more convenient than casting Shell every 5 seconds. Because it drops on everyone.
Thank you for driving, Ignis.
Pleasure.
Are you the only one that drives?
I can drive.
And so can I.
It's not like Iggy's the only one who can drive. He's just the only one we can trust.
Wow, are they that bad?
Not bad at all, right?
Right. But there's no way the big guy's taking any chances with his little sister in the car.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, so that part really intrigues me.
Sure you don't need a break?
I'm okay.
You are sandwiched in back there.
Have Prompto suffer instead.
Really, it's fine. No suffering here.
If you say so.
I got some bad news, guys.
Oh, great. Another floating fortress.
Let's pull over.
Knocked.
Relax. We've got this.
Taking matters into hand?
Delivering justice for Jared.
And for Talca, too.
Iris, I'll need you to wait here.
All right.
Careful, Noct. Only fools rush in. I suggest we review our intelligence and devise a plan.
Alright, let's get the Chocobo out. Like, I haven't really reviewed it since I literally just got the mod. But, oh my god, like, the amount that would open up by removing espers as necessary is huge.
Likely building a supply line, it would behoove.
Like, for example, Foebreaker becomes broken now. Because, you know, for those, you know, that don't know, Foebreaker has access to every single swiftness lore license in the game, which is basically the means at which allows you to attack faster. However, each one is behind an esper individually, meaning you need at least 3 espers to get all 3 of them. So by removing that, right, you literally just have them.
You think Iris is doing all right?
She is all alone.
She's a big girl. She'll be fine.
Iris isn't exactly a bring-em-on backstreet brawler, is she?
No, she's tough, but I'd feel better if we got this over with and got back on the road.
Thanks for the ride.
Nice riding with you.
Wah!
I don't even know where the entrance to this thing is. Like, I don't know why I can't just go under the
encounters with
under the
Chancellor seem
pipes,
more
but
than mere chance.
I see that guy everywhere.
I've seen enough of him.
I'm doing this. My head's still racking as to like what possibilities exist. Knight and monk get absolutely broken with the access to the white magics they have that are no longer Esper locked. Make certain characters like Shikari have access to Protectiga without having to worry about Protectiga and Shelga without having to worry about having an Esper for it.
So if Gentiana's not mortal, then she doesn't ever grow older?
Yeah.
To be forever young.
I'm trying to think, because the Espers truly don't block too much that's useful on a lot of classes. There's some classes that straight up, like, Espers have almost no effect on them. Like, the most valuable thing blocked is, like, a battle lore.
Yeah, this'll be quick.
That wasn't so hard. Hey, where'd you learn that one, Knock? Biggie!
My pleasure.
Nothing to it.
Huh.
So, what's our plan?
Find the base commander and take him into custody. Targeting metal men will yield little in the way of reconnaissance, but bones bend easily. We'll split into 2 groups of 2. Prompto and Gladio will generate a diversion.
Oh yeah, making a scene's what I do best.
Noct, are you prepared?
Why is it raining again?
Operation To Catch a Commander is go.
Does it only rain during the climactic scenes?
The insolence of that up-jumped mercenary. And there is still no word. This cannot be borne. Such behavior besmirches his Radiance's good name.
That's our target. Let's follow him. Seize him on my signal. Stay hidden till then.
What is that Chancellor playing at? I'm no man's fool. He sent Highwind to watch me. It's no mere coincidence she and I meet wherever I go. Claims to trust her as a person. Who goes there?
Oh, fuck.
There's a time to fight and a time to flee. This is the latter.
Yay! This is gonna be fun. Oh, I love stealth sections in games that aren't designed around stealth. They're always so fun. Hey, Igor, how are you? It's been quite a while. I'm pretty good. How have you been? Like, I don't understand why games need to cram stealth sections in. Make this a cutscene. Who the fuck cares? Or a quick time event or something. Like, I hate stealth sections in games that are not designed to be stealth.
Who goes there?
There's a time to fight and a time to flee. This is the latter.
Well, it's good to hear, man. Hope life hasn't been treating you too poorly.
What is that Chancellor playing at? I'm no man's fool. He sent Highwind to watch me. It's no mere coincidence she and I meet wherever I go. Claims to trust her as a person. Hollow words from the mind behind the Magitech movement.
Work's gotten way better for me. I just got a new manager that knows what the hell she's doing. It's a bit tiring because obviously now we have to play catch up. Beyond that though, everything's like with that change, everything's kind of gotten better. My mood, my mindset, a lot has improved. Fuck! I'm an idiot!
There's a time to fight and a time to flee.
Why did I do that?
I may have acted in haste with that impudent steward back in the Stalin.
Oh my god, did it autosave? It autosaved.
Damned if that mercenary gets her grubby hands on the
Oh my god, I love it.
Aldor.
No problem. You didn't, I want to say, Igor, you did not distract me. I stupidly just hit the wrong button, and out of all the weapons I had equipped, the one I currently had equipped was gun, which just caused me to shoot the guy I was supposed to be following. You did nothing. I was just being dumb.
give Highwind one last chance to respond. Stand guard here. If the Commodore arrives, send her through.
Now's your chance, Noct. Close in from behind. And remember, we need him alive. You're in fine form. Keep it up.
We need him alive as I pull out the sword. It's like a la Ninja Turtle strategy.
I'll escort him off the base. You regroup with the others.
Guess it's time to let loose.
It's like Ninja Turtles. It's like how all of them have incredibly sharp weapons that, but yet no one ever actually gets killed unless it's a robot. Oh, god damn it. To be perfectly honest, no one that shows up in my strat truly distracts me. Occasionally, like, there might be a moment where I need to switch my focus, but for the most part, like, I'd rather have people in my chat than not. I had an entire Super Mario RPG stream in which me and Nick talked nothing about like manga and anime, and I don't remember pretty much anything that happened in that stream that was Mario related. Like, that's the thing. It's like, to me, I feel like at times I'm a conversationalist type person. I just wanna talk with people, but when no one's in my stream, I have no one to talk to. It's a completely different stream when people are in chat, I find.
Glad to see you lot were successful.
Does that mean you weren't?
I placed our captive into the hunter's custody, but I've just been informed he's fled. He lives to die another day.
And I'll gladly help him with that.
Hey, pretty boy. Let's see what you can do.
Alright, let's analyze her. Anything. I just kind of like chatting. I'm a curious sort, so when conversation gets picked up, I just kind of like to contribute. Like, the whole conversation with Nick was pretty much just, The whole conversation with Nick was mostly about what animes or mangas I might like, what I've enjoyed about the ones I've been watching lately. What kind of music? I'm generally more of a pop fan than anything. Like, but I also like some others. Like, I like Skillet. I like Backstreet Boys is my favorite band. Has been since I was a kid. Sometimes though, I just like songs too. Like, what is it? What have I been listening to recently? Oh, like Bowling for Soup I like. Headley.
Is it that time
Owl
already?
City's pretty cool.
Quitting time. Sorry, but this girl doesn't work after hours. I could,
Favorite
but there
artist
wouldn't
and
be a single
song.
Gill in
Well,
it for me.
Backstreet Boys is my favorite group.
should
I don't know if I
play
have a
again sometime,
favorite
pretty
particular
boy.
artist. Favorite song by them is, I don't know, it's a tie probably between Song for the Unloved and Answer to Our Life. I like both of those songs a lot.
We shouldn't keep her waiting.
I unironically like Nickelback, at least some of their songs. Like, I'm someone that, like, I can like them. I don't have to like everything an artist does, but I will like some of their songs. Like,
Oh yeah.
All in a day's work.
Hey,
I was a big Taylor Swift fan back in the day. I kind of fell off after, I think, what was it, Red? Or, no, it was the one after Red. I forget what it's called. But after that, I stopped kind of paying attention to Taylor. Not that I... It's like... It's not that I started disliking her. It's just that I kind of, like... She just kind of fell off my radar. I stopped, like, looking into what she was doing. Like, I know she's released, like, an album or two since.
Morning.
Back at ya.
There's some artists, though, I wish I liked. Like,
Let's hit it.
I'm going to state this right now. Ariana Grande, I think she's an incredibly talented singer. Beautiful voice. I just don't like any of her songs. Like, no joke. I can't enjoy any of her songs. I don't... Like, whether it's the lyrics, the song styles, whatever. I think she's an incredibly talented singer. I just can't enjoy her music. I can't get into it. I wish her all the best, but like I said, I can't enjoy the music.
You should be glad you didn't.
Yeah.
Now, that's to say I can't enjoy some. Like, I enjoy Bang Bang, but it's not just Ariana, right? It's Nicki Minaj, it's Jessie J, I believe.
To find out.
Right? But I do enjoy that song. That's a great song. And I feel like it's to me, I generally like songs that have lyrics I can connect to, but sometimes I just straight up want a song that is just like, I can just enjoy. I can just sit there and take in, right? Like a song I can dance to, I can like bob my head to. What was I gonna say? One thing I will say, I have an absolute hatred for bass. I do not like bass. Not to say I don't like songs that have bass in them, but like I hate the concept of bass. So like my stereo system when I'm not using headphones has 3 knobs on it. Treble, bass, and volume. bass is entirely
the
off.
Malmalum thicket is true,
Then we might just find what we're looking for here.
No, because I know exactly why he wants me to go to the thicket. The thicket, because there's a tomb in the thicket, and I already got it. But yeah, like I do not like. I'm very sound sensitive at times. Like I hate the idea of sound shaking the environment around me. So that's why I hate bass. I cannot like bass.
I'm not jealous. I just had a lot of fun hanging
I
out
also
with you guys.
like I also don't like wind chimes are another thing I don't like. Uncontrollable
We can
sound.
hang out anytime, right?
Yeah.
At my job, I actually have to merchandise wind chimes, and it just like it like gives me shivers down my spine every time I have to do it. Just thinking of the idea that you're hanging up something that is designed to make noise that you can't control. It like it's doing it right now. Like I have a shiver down my spine.
How come?
Well, I gotta give the driver a break every now and then.
If you say so.
Wonder why no one ever thought of that before.
because no one ever had a little sister along for the ride.
We made it.
Wait, why are we stopping here? I don't know why I didn't just do this before. There's literally nothing here. Let's go.
All right, move out.
Yeah.
I would probably say the meaning more, but sound can be fine. Like, it's complicated. Like, I enjoy a lot of, like, VTuber songs, even though they're all in Japanese and I have no idea what they're saying. But I would prefer songs that I can understand more. I am very good at empathizing, so if I personally don't understand the song, I can know a character in, like, fiction that does, so I can kind of latch on to the meaning of the song that way. But sometimes you just need a good head shaker, right? And I love, like, a lot of J-pop music. I just wish I could understand it. J-pop, K-pop, that kind of stuff. Like, I love their musical aesthetic, but, you know, sometimes, but it's hard to, like, you don't necessarily always understand the meaning of the songs.
Wow, look at that bridge up ahead.
Some piece of work right there.
The rivers run wide out here, so the bridges run long.
Guess I'll see it when we cross.
Sometimes I feel like even just having a translated sheet of the song, it's hard to get it's hard to truly feel the meaning of the song when it's not sung, or when it's being sung not in the language it's supposed to be. No.
So, you're the one doing all the cooking.
More or less.
Gladdy, don't you help? Knocked?
On occasion.
What occasion?
I do my part. I always set the table.
That's some arrangement you guys have here.
Sure, ask questions. If I don't want to answer them, I'll just say so. But I'm usually a pretty open book.
was a tight squeeze.
Sorry for cramping your style.
Calm down. I'm just kidding.
Not my fault you're too big for the back seat.
Favorite anime? Okay, so for context on this one, you need to know that I've not seen many anime. As a matter of fact, it's only recently that I even started watching some anime. Prior to recently, all I ever watched was basically Digimon, Pokemon, Naruto, and One Piece. And not everything. I have not kept up with them, right? Like, for the most, you know, like a little bit on I've kept up with Pokemon, you know, second-handedly, but... And a tiny bit with One Piece and Naruto, but not so... No, kind of, sort of with Digimon. But, like, recently, the anime is, like, I've been I watched, like, My Dress-Up Darling. I've really enjoyed that one. I also only watch dubs, too. I should state that. I only watch dubs. So, if an anime is out and it's only subbed, I don't watch it. I'm a dub listener, because I want, like I said, sometimes to me it's a contextual thing, and I want to be able to understand better through the voice rather than the text. I watched Emerance, In Shadow. I watched Reincarnated as a Sword, Beast Tamer. Probably right now I'd say the time I got reincarnated as a slime. That's probably my favorite one so far out of all I've watched. Though My Dress-Up Darling and Beast Tamer are probably close seconds. Because I've really enjoyed those ones. In Another World with My Smartphone is really good. The Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure I've enjoyed, and that's currently coming out in English. And then I got a few here that are on my watch list, like Nick was telling me about some of these. Showman Sample, Outbreak Company Online. I heard that Zombieland Saga is pretty good. Tony Kawa has interested me, so I want to watch that at some point. Girls und Panzer, I've also heard is pretty good. So that's on my watch list as well. I also have How a Realistic Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. Right, so I got a few on here. My Dress-Up Darling is the only one that I've really been keeping up on the manga with. Though I've been slowly reading the manga of a few other series as well, on and off. But yeah, so to fully answer your question, it's the time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Recognize the purr of that engine anywhere.
Thanks for the ride. It was fun.
How's the boat?
Pawpaw's tinkering away. Reckon he'll be tinkering for some time.
Trouble at sea.
Seen her share by the looks of her. Some parts we can fix, others need replacing.
An overhaul.
Don't y'all worry. Pawpaw ain't going nowhere till the job's done. Parts won't fetch themselves, though. Was kinda hoping y'all wouldn't mind helping out with that.
We're at your disposal.
Yeah, reincarnated as a slime. It's just the right amount of overpoweredness. It's not too fan service. There's little to no fan serviceness. I feel like it's just the right, like the pacing seems really good.
Those two have been real swell.
What anime do I want to watch? Well, I already went over some that are on my watch list. But out of like what I've seen of these, probably Tony Kawa seems the coolest. Because I watched a recap on that one from one of those anime recap channels. And that one, it seems like a really, like, just sweet story. Like a really nice story of just like... like just, it's sort of like My Dress-Up Darling, where it's kind of just like a relationship building story. But like, for a decent amount, like, I'm open to, like, the anime tags I'm interested in, like, harem if it's done well, but like sometimes harem gets a bit too ecchi, so I tend to avoid ecchi. if I can help it. It depends on the level of ecchi, because I'm not a fan of fan service that much. I just want to see a good plot. That's all I care about. I can tolerate some etchiness as long as the plot's there. But isekai is pretty fun. Overpowered is pretty fun too, as long as it's done right.
Pawpaw's down on the dock. Now, if y'all'd excuse me, I'm gonna grab my tools and skedaddle. Got a garage to look after.
Prince Noctis! Hey! Our house is over here! Right this way!
I just kind of answered that one. Yeah, so, you know, overpowered, harem when done well, isekai, overpowered when done well. Generally those ones. Like, I like the fantasy aspect a bit more, but I don't mind, like, slice of life. That's another one. As long as the plot points do interest me.
I think Miss Cindy might have told you already, but she needs a very special kind of ore called mithril to fix the boat. Remember the waterfall? I read in Grandpa's notebook. There's some ruins near a lake just north of there. It said you'll find mithril inside.
Like I like My Dress Up Darling because it's just the right amount of slice of life.
And she told me the road leading there's
And it's a really good storytelling.
I
Like,
want to be prepared for anything. So, how's that?
Yeah, just
it connects really, like, it doesn't rush anything, and everything stays at a really nice pacing. I think that's why My Dress Up Darling's one of my favorite animes, just in general.
So, yeah. Gonna have to ask you to handle this boat business without me.
Say what?
Got some business of my own to deal with.
Do your thing. Not like we could stop you anyway.
You know me too well. Well, see you around, guys.
Next chapter. Chapter 7. And this finally opens up, I'm assuming, the other area in the, You know what I'd really like for a Final Fantasy story? Because I feel like it'd be something not really done. I'd honestly like if the main characters were husband and wife and in the party at the same time together. Like, through most of the game. Like, the main two characters. I think that'd be kind of an interesting plot point. Because a lot of the times it's like relationship building, you know, trying to find the long... Or it's like one person's the hero, the other person's the damsel in distress. Like, she's not necessarily the damsel because she's not in distress, but she's not someone that can fight.
The waterfall,
right? Like,
right around here.
That means the lake should be somewhere north of here.
Be wary, though. Where we go, the Empire seems to follow.
Wait. What happened to under Imperial lockdown?
They all but turned the key and left the gates open for us, as if awaiting our arrival.
And if anyone's waiting for us, I bet it's that guy.
Chancellor Izunia.
Can't complain, as long as he lets us in.
Who's to say he'll let us out? Not to mention we're a man down. would that the Marshal were with us.
Oh yeah. Whatever happened to that guy?
As I understand it, he's put his tomb raiding on
Yes,
hold.
Marine
Help the hunters take care
Katagawa
of some
is my
troublesome
dress-up darling.
beasts.
No rest for the immortal.
What do you say?
I'm fully caught up on the manga on that one too and everything. Sure, why not?
Yeah, go for it.
Woohoo!
It won't let me open up the main menu, so I can't fucking look at the map. I don't know, I kind of just stumbled across VTubers around like late August 2020. I don't know. I just kind of like the idea of the playing a character type thing, but still being yourself. You know, like basically you're a streamer, but with like a bit more imagination. And I had this idea of maybe wanting to be a VTuber, but it wasn't until Calliope Mori, she released her song Off With Their Heads, and that song kind of spoke to me way more impactfully, specifically with the phrase, start creating, stop tweeting. Which, you know, made me realize I gotta stop talking about being a VTuber. I just need to be a VTuber. So it took, I think, another like 6 or so months, because that was February. I had to wait a few months so I could upgrade my computer. And then once my computer was upgraded, I started looking into getting a model made. There were some delays, not necessarily anyone's fault, just delays. And then I had my model by beginning of October 2021.
Take a shot from here.
Good call. Now it's
and then I just did some prepping, and then debuted November 2021.
Ready or not?
And I've just been enjoying my time since.
Hold on to this one.
Like if I'd say the biggest pro and con of streaming, so the biggest pro to me is that I enjoy playing the games. It's allowing me to play more games than what I'm normally used to. And I focus more on the game. When I wasn't streaming, I could load up a game and not play it. Like, I could literally load up the game and in, like, say, a 15-hour day, like on a day off where I'm not streaming, I could maybe play for like 4 hours. My model, rigging and everything was done by one person, so it cost about like 800 or so. Because my illustrator is a fantastic person.
I could get used to having all this room back here.
I'll let the big guy know you said so.
But the con is that you have to be in the right mindset, I find. Like, for example, yesterday I didn't stream because I was feeling a combination of tired and just off. So like I canceled my stream because I didn't think I'd be very entertaining. I was pretty sure I was gonna fall asleep midstream. Like, you know, do the doze off. Like I doze off a lot when I stream. Sometimes, like when I'm tired, I can doze off when I'm streaming.
How is Mustalam going to survive without power? How am I going to survive without power?
Don't know. Radio still works though.
We must be doubly cautious.
Right. No radio, no radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, and like sometimes, like I'm still a small streamer, so a lot of ideas that I have don't exist because I don't really have an audience. Like, there's ideas I've had where it's like I want to
You know it.
there's ideas I've had where, like, you know, I've wanted to sorry, one sec. Real life, yes, there's a few that do. Like my roommate, for example, knows. I have a couple I have a few online friends that know. To my knowledge, like I have a couple family members that know I stream, but I don't think all of them know I'm a VTuber. They just know that I stream. I actually have my cousin's the only one that's ever attended one of my streams out of family, to my knowledge. Because he's the most supportive about all of it. And then IRL, several people know. Whether they know I'm a VTuber or not is up in the air, but many people know I stream. But that's like, my managers know specifically because it's like, you know, I tell them, it's like, whatever you schedule me, I stream based off of that. So it's like, I generally find myself busy outside of like emergency situations. Right, so there's a few maybe like a dozen or so people that or maybe 2 dozen people that know.
Not the time for horse.
My hands.
Impressive. It takes two. You ready? Pronto! Thought you'd never ask. Gotta love it. Oh, I'm starving.
Here, this ought to give you an edge.
Thanks.
It's time.
Like, I didn't necessarily care about making it a secret from family or anything.
Hey, Vegas, instructions! Here, this ought to give you an edge.
Thanks.
almost nothing! Hey!
That's it.
What's what?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Can't wait to try it.
Kind of weird to have both fire and ice enhancements on. Alright, thanks for dropping by, Igor. Probably in the stream after I'm done this mission anyway, so you're not going to miss too much. Feel free to drop by, ask any questions later as well. Always love having the discussions. Oh, look who it is.
Gentlemen, what a pleasant surprise.
That's not a surprise.
Told you he'd be waiting.
With my imperial friends, no less.
Splendid.
But fear not. I'll put in a good word. Well, come along then. Don't stray too far, lest you get left behind. And surely, you'd rather avoid unnecessary scuffles. Seeing as you're now a trio. Oh dear. Touchy subject.
One we won't discuss with you.
No problem.
Why you're here. It can't be archaeology.
I'm a wide and open guy, so as long as it doesn't cross my boundaries, which are pretty much mostly just like sexual type stuff, I'm down to delve into the weird.
But you'll help us get ours on it, right?
I never said that.
Of course you didn't.
Where is the fun in that? I thought you'd rather dig it up yourselves. Fear not. I'll be but a moment.
A moment doing what?
Beats me.
All clear. Go ahead.
They can even buy stuff, really? Oh, yeah, I probably should stock back up too anyway. Get to 30 on everything.
So, you're the new recruits they sent over for special training. Nice cover, runaway prince. At ease, recruits. There's nothing in it for this ex-mercenary to turn you in. Let's get this show on the road.
Isn't this the girl I just fought?
Training? Well, I'm being paid to escort you. Just watch yourselves in there.
Yeah, this is the girl we just fought.
I trust you'll be civil. Commodore RNA Highway.
Yeah, that's the girl we just fought.
Search until sundown. Won't do you any good. If you're looking to get...
What kind of place was this? Any idea, Ignis?
None.
Gee, I wonder what happened to the locals.
Why not head inside and look for them?
She's cute.
Not seeing a way in.
Not at this time of day, at least.
There's a way in. I can smell it.
The Empire sniffed it out ages ago. Wait till nightfall, shortcake.
I'll probably call it here. Shorter stream, but you know, still not like I had to have a rock start today before I started streaming, just because I felt like really tired and stiff this morning, so I wanted to. So I bought a Rockstar just to make sure I could kind of get through the stream. But I'm still feeling fine. But you know, like, if there's one thing I'll complain about with this game, is the fucking car rides. Like, just this idea of you literally wasting time going between point A and B. Oh my god, it's excruciating. Right? Like, even Final Fantasy 12 wasn't that bad. Like, because you could fast travel to the orange crystals, and like the worst case scenario is the green crystal, or the great crystal, or like Geruvegan or something, because the closest orange crystal you can use is in, like, is, I believe, the city that town area that Fran's from, right? Then you have to go into the forest or the jungle, then you have to go into the Feywood, then you have to go into Geruvegan, and then you have to go into the Great Crystal, right? Like, it's a very, very long journey. Right? But, you know. Anyway, so yeah, so this is where it's going to be tomorrow. There's no stream tomorrow because I'm closing at work tomorrow, so I will not be back until Thursday, which will be some Dishonored. Hopefully I'm feeling a little bit more upbeat for in time for that. So yeah, I'm going to call it here. My name's Daimien Kamiya. I'm the Omni King. Be a friend, foe, or a member of the Omni Council. I'm going to see you later. Bye, everyone.